Hello and welcome into the Fools on Stools. We're so glad y'all are tuning in for with us for episode 38. Boys, today we are going to be covering and reviewing the NFL and college football week 3 recap and preview for the college, and then week 2 recap slash preview for the NFL. We're going to be covering the MLB, everything that's going on, Aaron Judge hitting bombs, Pujols hitting bombs, and all of the above. And then to end off the show, we're going to be doing a mixed bag segment, so be sure to tune in. If you're not already following us on our Twitter and our Instagram, do so at Fools on Stools. And if you are tuned in at the right time, we are live streaming for the first time. Hopefully all is well on that end. We will know probably about a little bit afterwards, but do tune in, chat with us, see what's going on. Boys, how are y'all doing though?
Bro, we're on episode 38.
That's crazy.
We're almost at 40.
It's taking us 38. Taking us 38 episodes to get the live streaming going. For those who don't know, I've literally been working on this forever.
Kevin's been working on this for the past 3 days now.
It's been longer.
I'm just saying this week it's been 3 days,
months.
It's been months in the making that he's been trying to get this going.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's got it all figured out now. We are going to be essentially live every 12:30, 12:45 is when we're going to try to start each episode every Wednesday. So that's when we will be live on YouTube. But we got some sports to talk about, so I don't want to delay you any further.
Oh, yeah. No, of course. Let's go ahead and jump into it. College football. This weekend was wild. The game I want to start off with was where College Game Day was, that being Appalachian State. I don't know, maybe some people thought they were going to lose to Troy. Some maybe thought they weren't going to lose to Troy. Regardless, the end of that game was electric.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, if you want to go, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good. I'm just glad that it was in Boone City. I watched the entire thing of that. That was awesome. Luke Combs was there.
Awesome. He was an awesome guest.
alum.
That was awesome. Yeah, an alum of App. Yeah, super good. That game was literally incredible. I mean, the last play,
Storybook ending,
was insane. I mean, I don't know if anyone bet money for App State to win that game, but they did. I mean, for me, I was like, okay, I have high hopes for App State.
Can Appalachian State win a normal game? It seems like every game they win on the national stage, it's just it's got to be something crazy, right? Whether it's a block kick, whether it's a Hail Mary, whether it's taking down a perennial top-ranked FBS program. I mean, Appalachian State is one for the dramatic. They 100% deserve to be on College Game Day this week.
Always trying to work from a deficit, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, I literally saw they did a video of how you have the fans that are on the sides.
Yeah.
So they took a camera and they went through, and I saw a video of a fan holding up a sign that said ESPN, please give me an internship. Instagram here, LinkedIn here.
You got to take advantage of them opportunities, man.
Right, facts. And that's exactly what App State did.
I mean, to be honest, if we were there, I'd probably do the same thing.
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, no, definitely a great game. I mean, there's a bunch of really good games this past weekend.
MSU going down, I think, was a big surprise.
Yes.
If anybody wants to talk about surprises for the weekend, MSU going down at number 11. Who they lose to?
Washington.
Yeah. So,
Washington.
Who's actually been pretty good. They're not
Purple Rain.
No, they're not a team that's just kind of come out of nowhere. Some people have had them pretty highly touted.
Yeah, so they're now ranked 18th, I believe, in the newest poll.
Washington?
Yes, Washington. Okay. So they did get the win. It was at home. It was in Husky Stadium. By the way, I've toured that stadium. Beautiful stadium.
Pretty nice.
Really?
Beautiful campus.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But yeah, Washington coming away with the dub. Just a little side note. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. So I was at work all day Saturday, so I'm catching the games in and out, right? Well, I go on Twitter during one of the games, just see what the conversation's looking like and everything.
Yeah.
There was this guy on Twitter who had a 25-leg parlay.
Oh, I saw that.
25-leg parlay?
He bets, Anthony, he bet $7. I'm just going to go into this and I'm going to get out of it real quick.
You're good. No, I heard about this.
25-leg parlay. He bet $7. If he were to hit all 25 legs, he would have walked away with just over $1 million off of $7 if he hit everything.
But he cashed out at
Right.
250,000.
Yeah, he did cash out.
Darn.
Well, so what happened was he got to 22, and it was at 100-something thousand. He tried to cash out, but FanDuel support was basically no, you can't. Sorry, it ain't happening. And so he was sitting there sweating, but then he hit it. So then
snap.
So then he got to 23, And people were like, okay, try it again. So he cashed out. He ended up cashing out roughly like $250. I think it was like $252,000.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, Anthony? If he would have let it ride, he would have won $1 million.
Dang,
but he still came away with $250,000.
That's still good.
So, because I mean, I know there's a lot of, and we'll jump off this topic soon, but I know there's a lot of people like bet normally, like on a weekend, like it's their weekend activity is bet, watch football, and drink.
Right.
Betting $7, like that guy is just kind of like
it's just hey, listen,
normal average Joe. Hey, I got $7 in my bank account. Let me just throw it on it real quick.
Right. And I got $7 to waste to see what happens.
And he came away with paying all of our tuitions, all of our car payments, or everything like that. Like all of our debts would have been paid and then some. And this man just now has it in his bank account, just chilling.
And got a gift for our mamas.
Yes. Oh,
no kidding. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Family's got to get a cut too.
That's crazy, man.
Do you think he's gonna be betting this weekend or no?
100%.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Probably $8 though.
I'm about to say
$8.
He's gonna step it up now. He's big balling now.
$8 26 leg parlay.
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
Anyway, jumping back into it, a lot of the top teams took care of business. Michigan 59-0 versus Connecticut. Oklahoma taking care of what I think a lot of people thought was going to be a close match. I don't know. I heard some different things. Nebraska's in trouble, though.
Nebraska fans, I think, are still like, now we got Scott Frost out of there. They were trying to hope for a new rejuvenated life. They came out, they scored first, and everything was all peachy. And then Oklahoma reminded everyone why they're still Oklahoma.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they blew the doors off of them.
Yeah. Oregon taking business over BYU, Mississippi State. I mean,
how is BYU ranked that high? I don't understand.
They're ranked 19th.
So but they were going into the weekend 12th.
Yeah.
So it's just listen, Oregon's not a really good football team, but BYU being as high as they were, that's not great. But I mean, it's for the dramatic. I get it. So now they're not ranked that high.
Speaking of 12th, I'm gonna take it a step or a number higher. I was shocked with Miami and A&M.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah. I was shocked. I thought Miami was going to put up more of a fight. But
I did too.
I think people would have anticipated a higher scoring game in general.
I mean 17-9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had heard a lot about Tyler Van Dyke. I liked what he'd shown through the first two games. But yeah, no, that one was not as great. I mean, barely over 50% completion percentage, only a little over 200 yards. I mean, that's not what Mario Cristobal came to Miami for. Granted, it's his first season, but yeah, that was a disappointing one for the Hurricanes.
But the fact that the A&M only put up 17 points though, like for me, I'm sorry,
I didn't watch the game personally. I don't know if either of y'all did. It must have just been a defense heavy.
It just to be honest, there was a lot of offense ineptitude.
Yeah,
I mean, like A&M, don't get me wrong, A&M is very talented on that side of the ball, not so much in the offense. Like they're really young on that side of the football. Miami is still getting their kind of psyche together and their team identity, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Yes, was there some great defensive plays? Of course. I mean, you don't hold a team to 17 or 9 points respectively without that. But a lot of it was a lot of miscommunication and not executing on the offensive side as well.
Yeah, and I'm just saying because like for A&M, I mean, I would have at least thought that you guys lost. I think they lost last week to App State, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you lose to App State. I'm thinking, okay, you guys are gonna come out a lot stronger, not just put up 17, maybe put up like 24, 28 something, but like 17 points, that's great. But I mean, you're going up against Arkansas this upcoming weekend, who is ranked number 10. So I'm just like,
A&M's gonna get a taste of what it's gonna be like. I mean, you got Georgia and Alabama scoring crazy numbers against these teams.
You want to hear a little quick something because I know we're not previewing it yet.
Yeah,
I like A&M in that matchup. I like A&M over Arkansas. I do.
Interesting.
Because they play Arkansas, then Mississippi State, then Bama.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
that Mississippi State could be a trap game.
Like
that's
definitely
what I'm thinking.
Mississippi State's scary.
That's what I'm thinking.
They could be good.
They could.
Because you could lose to you could win against Arkansas and lose to Mississippi State and Bama.
Yeah.
Which is not good, and your ranking is going to go down.
Yeah. A&M's just got a whole bunch of young talent. I know they had one of the greatest recruiting classes ever, but they're young.
Yeah.
Talk is cheap, man.
I know. Anthony, why don't you get a little closer, man? I want to see you in this beautiful live stream we got.
Come on, bring it in.
Bring it in, brother.
I think I'm good still.
Yeah, no, you're good, Kevin.
Yep.
We're seeing
perfect. Now we're
You're
in.
looking good, Kev.
Now we're in. I just, because I'm the Texas guy here. Texas pulling off a 41-20 win over UTSA. It was kind of looking scary early, but Texas did take care of business as I guess they should. Overall, not a very crazy weekend other than App State and I guess Michigan State getting their butt whooped. But what about this upcoming weekend, Cullen? What are your you already talked about A&M. in that matchup. What are your big highlights?
So, of course, I mean, the SEC, the predominant college or conference in college football.
Yeah.
We've got a good matchup here. Number 20, Florida, Anthony Richardson going to Tennessee in Knoxville to take on the Volunteers. That's going to be 2:30 Central Time.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Of course, in the early morning window, we've got Clemson and Dabo Swinney taking on Wake Forest. Always a good tune-up in ACC action. And then later that night, 6:30, we've got Ohio State taking on Wisconsin. Wisconsin's always one of those teams that don't get a lot of national recognition, but they're always going to play teams tough. That should be a good one to see what C.J. Stroud and company can do in that one.
You know, I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter about like where game day should go next, and one of them that I saw was like they should go to Duke or Kansas. That Duke-Kansas game.
So, you know, because you bring this up, this is the first time in college football history that all of the top 4 basketball, that's Kansas, Kentucky,
The Blue Bloods,
the Blue Bloods, basically.
Duke, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and North Carolina?
Yep.
Was that
Yeah.
the 4
I
you're
think
thinking of?
that's
those
the
are the 4.
4.
Okay.
This is the first time in college football history that they're ranked
Okay,
all
so
at
then-
the same time.
So it's not North Carolina then, because North Carolina.
So it
isn't
might
ranked.
be Kansas. No, it's not Kansas.
Yeah, I don't think Kansas is ranked.
Anyway,
Kansas is
it's-
ranked.
it's-
It is okay. I'm
They're
sorry.
not
So,
ranked either.
yeah.
I don't know.
which, hey, Kansas is
I'm just
kind of
looking,
looking
man.
pretty good. Kansas is kind of looking
No,
good.
they've started off pretty hot. I mean,
And that's not very normal for Kansas, I'll say.
no,
At least for football, in my mind.
no.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, football wise.
Yeah,
But that's a
they-
very interesting tidbit, I thought.
So you think that they could be in Lawrence? You think?
I mean, it's a good spot. I
Mhm.
think, you know, Duke, Kansas. I mean, going head to head, Duke's looking pretty good. Kansas is Kansas, and I
Right.
mean, I just saw it on Twitter, and I'm like, well, that'd be very interesting.
I'd be shocked
Have
if they're
they
not in
announced-
Knoxville.
How they announced where they're going to be?
I don't think so.
I haven't checked on it, but I would imagine they haven't quite announced it yet. They
Yeah.
could have, but I would personally be shocked if they're not in Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Tennessee-Florida game. I don't know if you previewed that game, but that game I think that's always a big rivalry.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
Florida and Tennessee.
Big
Tennessee's looking good. They're
Yeah.
looking really good. Florida's looking good too. If I were a betting person, I would bet my money on Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I'm betting my money on Florida.
Be
Just
a big
'cause-
upset.
Yeah, it would be a huge upset. But I just think that the offense is looking a lot better than it did last year, and their defense is elite too. So
What do you think, Kev?
I think Tennessee's got a really good shot to kind of do something really good in the SEC this year. But Florida it has a lot of question marks around it with Anthony Richardson, what he can do. But I think that'll be a very good prove-it game for both teams, honestly. But obviously, I'm gonna be the homer here. Texas and Texas Tech start their conference. Texas and Texas Tech, even though Tech is not ranked.
Red Raiders.
Yeah. Anyway, even though Tech is not ranked in this matchup, I've always said it. In conference matchups just are different. They always have been. They always will be. Texas doesn't typically do well in Lubbock. It's gonna be a good matchup. I hope Texas can pull out with the win.
I think
Just because they are ranked, but I think it could be a really good game.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Texas is gonna be fine. Like I just like
Yeah.
Don't put that juju on me.
I'm,
That's
I'm just saying because like that defense. Look,
defense looks good. I'm not
y'all-
gonna lie.
like
For
I
the
said-
first time in a long time.
like I said, y'all scared a Bama kid, okay? Y'all scared my Alabama Roll Tide, even
You're
though
not the only one that we
even
scared.
though even though we came up with a win. But that's not the point, you know. That's not the point.
it's a scary matchup because Tech is always one of those schools that can kind of, put a little bit of a hurt on you.
I just think that you guys can't come out thinking that you guys got it in the bag because
No.
that's what a lot of teams do is like, okay, we're looking good, we're looking great, but underestimating, those conference teams because
Yeah.
y'all look great right now. Like y'all look really good.
It would be really big to get a big win over Tech to start conference, to be honest.
Yeah.
They are 6.5-point favorites on the road. So at home, they'd be theoretically 9.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
If this was in Austin. Personally,
Especially with that crowd. Oof.
really true. Yeah, Texas Tech crowds know to get rowdy.
Andrew's probably going to that one if I had to guess.
He's graduated now, so I don't know how many trips he wants to make to Lubbock. 'Cause that's a long drive.
That
from
is a
here.
long drive.
But I will say, getting back, I just wanted to point out I am picking Tennessee in that matchup that we were talking about earlier.
Okay.
I like Tennessee this year. I think they're going to be one of the more sneaky teams in the SEC, but we'll see. Anthony Richardson could surprise me. But I also like Texas as well. Tech I think they are building something. I like their new coach that they got, but I just think right now Texas is just a little bit above Tech level right now.
Yeah, well, I hope we're more than just a little bit, to be honest with you. You just kind of hung with Bama. There's no reason that you should only barely be able to beat Tech.
No, they should. I'm not saying they should like blow them out the water, but
they kind of should.
It should be like if single digits for Tech. I'm just saying. You're at least.
So would you? You're not. And no gambling advice on the show, but
no
6.5. Are you taking it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm not.
You're taking Tech to cover, or you're taking Texas to?
I'm taking Texas to. Yeah, I'm not taking Tech to cover. No way.
Okay, so you're taking Texas. 6.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right. There we go.
So let's go ahead and jump to. I'm assuming that's all we gotta say on the college football.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure y'all watch this weekend.
Yeah. Watch it. Yeah. Tune in.
Come
on. What do y'all got better going on?
There's been more upsets this year than I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, well, that's just the sport of college football.
Yeah. And we're not even in the greatest part of college football.
Yeah. So October, November.
All the
even
teams
December.
are just now kind of finding their spot getting solidified.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and jump over to the men's league, National Football League. I don't know. I guess we could kind of just start with recency on Monday night. Both of those games were insane. RIP to anybody who had Derrick Henry on their fantasy team. I am in that boat with you. Tennessee looked bad. Do you think we could get a quarterback change? I mean, they got beat 41-7. Buffalo just put it on. I mean, I guess Stephon Diggs.
Really. I don't know if you can take too much from Buffalo, because Buffalo, to me, I think them and Kansas City are the two favorites in the NFL in terms of the best team. Like, if there's a trophy, they each got a hand on it, and you really can't take too much from a loss like that. I will say the inability of the run game, because Derrick Henry hasn't looked great so far through two games.
He has 100 yards total, just over 100 yards total in the season.
Yeah, and he is coming off that injury that he suffered last year. So I think that has something to do with it. But Tannehill, I mean, he's also working with new receivers. He no longer has A.J. Brown there.
True.
Treylon Burks was his main target last night, the rookie from Arkansas, speaking of last segment.
Looks all right.
But yeah, I wouldn't jump the ship quite yet. I mean, Malik Willis is definitely a project, in my opinion. Yeah. I definitely think he's got to take some time, develop, sit behind Tannehill, kind of learn the nuances of the game before he's ready to jump in there, because you don't want to throw Willis in too soon. But yeah, that was just not even a fair fight last night.
It was ugly. It got really ugly very fast.
I mean, like I've been saying for the last 3 podcasts since the NFL season started, the Bills they're just gonna run over everybody until
it seems that way. It seems that way. Defense and offense, they're just stacked all over.
You have been consistent about that, for sure.
I don't think they may have a game where it's really close, but that's going to be against a top-level AFC team, more likely.
Against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Or because, I was big on the Raiders, but after, yes, they're 0-2, and we'll touch on this. I guess we'll go ahead and touch on it now. A thrilling win for the Cardinals in Las Vegas. Kyler Murray.
Did you see him run around the field?
20 seconds.
Oh my God.
Well, he covered 8. I think it was 75 or 85 yards.
It was 85 yards and 20 seconds on a 2-point conversion.
Bro, that was
just
the
ran in.
funniest play I've seen.
So crazy.
So for give kind of context to our YouTube live streamers or anybody who's listening to the podcast, we all 3 cover high school football for kind of our side gig there on Fridays.
Correct.
That looked like a high school play.
That
looked like a dude that was sitting there,
a
man amongst boys, sitting there okay, I'm more athletic than you. I'm going to score, and you cannot stop me.
Yep. The big boy's going to try to come at me, and it's not going to happen.
I'm going to run this way, make all of y'all go this way. And just because I'm that much faster, I'm going to run it into the end zone, which I pre-decided when this play started.
Exactly.
Race you to the pylon and get it to there. I mean, Kyler Murray arguably is the greatest player in Texas high school football history.
Yep.
And people that may not be from Texas that do not know, Texas high school has a ton of great players.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Stafford is from Texas.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes is from Texas. You can name
Von Miller
lot.
is from Texas.
You can name a lot of them.
Yeah, and to say that, it just goes to show the level of talent Kyler Murray has. They definitely did not start the game well. I think it was 20-0 at some point.
It was pretty ugly in that at the end of half, because I remembered having Derek Carr on my fantasy. I was like, I guess I'll just run the score up. This is great for me, and it ended up not being so great.
You got a lot of fantasy references in there, Kevin.
I do, man. I'm down bad on fantasy. I guess I should stop talking about it. But it was honestly a good game. I think the Raiders, even though they are 0-2, I think that they're one of the better 0-2 teams, if that makes any sense. Like, they're really close, I guess, if that makes sense.
What's your panic level for them? If you had to rate it on a scale of 1,
panicked.
like cold, and 10 being like the seat is really warm.
I'd say panic level 2. You got a stacked offensive core. Your defense is reasonably pretty good. You're just kind of getting unlucky, and I think that it's a new coach. I think with new coach comes new challenges, new things you got to overcome. Derek Carr and him are probably still building that relationship, but offense looks good. Defense looks good. I don't think there's anything to panic about. If you do panic, it's simply just because you are in that stacked AFC.
If you lose to the Titans, then I'm kind of panicked.
Just
a little bit.
Where would you say?
The Titans are definitely in panic mode.
I mean, honestly, I think they're fine. Like so I just think that
So you're like Kevin. You think they're like a 2?
I'll say a 4.
I'm personally I'm at a 6.
You're really panicked, really?
Yeah, because to be honest, Derek Carr
against the Chargers and the Cardinals, who are 2 very good teams.
No, fair, but they should have won last Sunday.
Yeah,
and
they
the fact that
should've.
0-2, you have a 9% chance of making the postseason statistically in NFL history. They are in arguably the toughest division in NFL history.
Yep.
With all those quarterbacks that you mentioned, and whoever came off with a rough start. I mean, if the Broncos had lost yesterday to the Texans, we would be talking about them. But the Chargers, they're fighting an uphill battle the rest of the season, and they cannot afford room to err, especially in that tough division. Yeah, I'm sweating a little bit if I'm a Raiders fan personally.
I mean, I can understand it, especially if you lose this next one to the Tennessee Titans. Like I said, Tennessee has not looked good. So if you lose that one, panic mode definitely goes up. But as you mentioned, the Broncos I am in panic mode for. They have not looked fantastic. Yes, they did win, and a win is a win.
Right.
But it's not great momentum.
No.
And it's already kind of, I don't know if y'all have seen, but Russell's already kind of expressed his opinions on what they should do as far as plays and what they need to do at the goal line.
Right.
And I'm not going to be sitting here saying there's tension between him and Nathaniel Hackett and the new coach. Like I'm not going to say that. I'm just saying that is possible that they don't see eye to eye on these plays when it gets inside the red zone.
Yeah, to me personally, it's Nathaniel Hackett's mismanagement of, the clock and just situational football.
Timeouts
is most aligned. Because, if you look at 20 through the 20, meaning normally when you get the ball on a kickoff or something, you start at the 20, and then before you get to the red zone, you have to get to the 20. Right. The Broncos look, fine. They don't look like an elite team, but they can move the ball. They can get the ball downfield. It's when they get to the red zone. Russell Wilson, I think I read a stat somewhere. He's thrown the most passes, or he's thrown 18 passes inside the red zone, no touchdowns. And he has, completed just 14 of 31 passes yesterday with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. That's not the Russell Wilson that we've all come to know watching these NFL Sunday games.
Yeah.
So some of the blame has to fall on him because obviously as the quarterback, you're going to take too much blame and too much credit. That's just the nature of the NFL.
Yeah,
but
especially when you're making that much money.
But Nathaniel Hackett, he took blame, I believe it was yesterday, when speaking to reporters about his kind of role and kind of Denver's start to the season. But yeah, Hackett to me is definitely you got to turn this ship around quickly.
Okay. Here's my take on it. With the timeout that was said, literally week 1, Russell Wilson is the coach and the quarterback on the field. Nathaniel Hackett shouldn't have.
Well, when you're a veteran like that, because Russell Wilson is definitely a veteran, and he's definitely a seasoned quarterback who knows what he's doing. He's supposed to be in that upper echelon. You call your own damn timeouts.
I know you guys saw Peyton Manning call 52 timeouts on ESPN.
Oh no, it was 40 seconds that ran off the clock last week.
Yeah, and I'm what is Russell Wilson doing?
You all are. I agree with you. You are also the coach on the field.
Yeah,
you call those timeouts.
No, he deserves some blame too. Me personally, I'm focusing more on Hackett because Hackett is out of the play. Hackett is the coach on the field.
He is
or the coach on
the
sidelines.
Yeah.
So that's something you got to fall on because Russ is sitting here. He's trying to get involved in new teammates. He's trying to make sure, he's got the new concepts working. First year with a new team. There's a lot on Russ's plate. Granted, on Hackett's too, but Hackett, that's something you got to take. Quarterbacks shouldn't have to worry about that.
No.
It's great if they do,
But they shouldn't. Yeah,
but that's not their priority objective, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I agree.
And especially too when you're competing in the AFC West against teams like Kansas City and the Chargers, like
you got to get your stuff together.
You got to fix your bleep together.
Yeah,
Seriously,
I agree. Yeah. Going through some more of the matchup, Chargers Chiefs was electric on Thursday.
Dang,
Justin Herbert is an absolute beast. I think he's gonna play.
He's listed as day-to-day. He is on track to. We'll have to obviously wait for the more injury reports as we get later on in the week. To me, personally, I did pick the Chargers as my Super Bowl team. I thought they were really elite. And to be honest, through most of that game, they looked like they were the better team on the field. But ultimately, this is going to be the issue with them, is they don't know yet how to win. And what I mean by that is they've won games, obviously, with Herbert. They won 9 games last year. They ultimately missed the postseason. But
the tough ones.
Yeah, the ones that, like this game last night, a team that knows how to win or a team that's like battle-tested and ready to compete for a championship wins that game last night, or Thursday night, I should say. And I don't think the Chargers, until they figure that out, are going to be on the level of the Bills or the Chiefs. For that main reason, and with obviously Herbert's, ribs, hopefully that heals over time, but we'll just have to wait and see where that goes. To me, the Chargers are a very talented team, but they're flawed in that regard, and up until then, you can't really consider them a top contender in the AFC, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm not going to agree fully with that. I think they are a top contender. I think they'll figure out how to win. Obviously, Justin Herbert's interception is going to be what's...
Not until they figure that out. They would, if you're that team like Buffalo would have won that game Thursday.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying the Chargers will figure it out. I think that they'll figure it out.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But until then, they're not. That's what my point is.
I see what you're saying.
Because I'm just looking at their schedule. I mean, they face the Jaguars, which should be easy win. Texans, Browns,
they've got
Broncos.
That I'm glad you brought that up. They've got a really easy next five or six games. I mean, yes, they got the Broncos in division. They got some other division games. The Chargers do have a chance to kind of build themselves back up again, but they got to show it first.
Now, they can't lose to the Chiefs again on the 20th, 11-20.
Yeah, so November 20th, yes.
Yeah, November 20th. They lose that game,
yeah. I mean,
I'm going to be worried.
So
playoffs-wise, I will be.
When I was making my predictions, I had them losing this past Thursday. I thought they would split each other home and home. Chiefs would take care of business at home. Chargers would come back later and win at home. So that's still a possibility. But just the way that it went down Thursday, I'm definitely, if I'm a Chargers fan or a Chargers supporter, I'm a little, sour, waking up a little sour. But I am also
won that game.
Yeah, well, I'm encouraged and discouraged at the same time. But at the same time, you got to just realize that they are talented and they can compete. They are able to compete with those top level teams.
Yeah,
with Bosa and Mac. But until they kind of figure out how to close out those games. I mean, Chargers, you just can't put them on the level of the Chiefs and Bucks, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then going through some of the other slates of the games, Patriots get the win over the Steelers. Giants are 2-0, get the win over the Panthers. Panthers looking like they're struggling a little bit. Jets get, I don't want to say an exciting win, but they get the win over the Browns 31-30.
What do you mean that wasn't exciting?
They squeezed one out.
That was a two-score comeback.
They squeezed one out.
It was a good game.
From Mr. Elite Joe Flacco.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
Oh, my goodness. Joe Flacco.
Moving on. Ooh. Jaguars get a stunning win, I guess, over the Colts, 24-0. Jacksonville's won, looking a lot better.
Speaking of the Colts, oh my gosh! Did you see that play?
Yeah, I did.
It's
with
bad.
number 34. Oh my god!
It's bad.
They're the most disappointing team through 2 weeks so far.
And it's shocking because they have a really good team.
They do.
On paper, they have a great team.
Yeah, and maybe they'll figure it out kind of when we get more into the schedule because I think they're a team built for cold weather. Like with Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor hasn't even done
he had a great
Jonathan Taylor numbers, really.
I mean, week 1 he did. Week 2 he kind of bleeped the bed, but
honestly, I
like this bleep term.
I just blame
bleep this, bleep that, bleep you.
I just blame Matt Ryan.
It's hard not to.
He had
3 interceptions, man.
It really is.
Against the Jaguars. The Jaguars have guys. I'm not going to say they're just a bunch of Joe Schmoes. They have guys.
Right.
But
the Colts,
come on.
The Colts just can't win at Jacksonville.
They
had a chance to win Week 17 last year to get in the postseason.
A little bit of
They couldn't do it. And this is the 3rd time in the past 5 years that the Jaguars have shut out the Colts.
The Colts just need
a new
quarterback.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah.
They just...
So is Destin.
I think the other ones were 2018 and I want to say 2017 were the other 2 occasions, but...
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, this is
They just need a younger quarterback.
I do.
I mean, you tried with Wentz. You're trying with
even
Ryan.
before that.
So you might get a chance in the first round next year.
So the last 4 starting quarterbacks, it's been Jacoby Brissett. They went Phillip Rivers. They went Carson Wentz, and now they're on Matt Ryan. And before that, it was Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
I mean, like 5 different starting quarterbacks in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
problem.
And then I would say probably the most electric game, if you did watch, the Dolphins.
Oh my gosh.
2-on, getting the win over the Ravens. Those who don't get that reference, I would definitely look up 2-on. Tua balled out, 6 touchdowns. They were down, I believe, 28-7 at halftime.
Yep.
And it wasn't by luck that they won that game. That game was strategic. That was coaching. Mike McDaniel looks incredible as far as his coaching scheme, the way he leads his players. He told his players that he wanted to see how they would overcome a deficit, and then he went in a press conference and told them that he thinks they took it a little bit too literally. But all jokes aside, that game was insane. Pay Lamar Jackson his money though, because he balled.
Yeah, he did.
We've all been saying it.
Yeah,
he did.
I'm not gonna quit saying it because Lamar Jackson looked incredible.
To your point, so I just went on my rant about the Chargers earlier. Baltimore, if you're that team, you win that game yesterday. I mean, I get Tua had all those crazy touchdowns and everything, but you're up multiple scores in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You have I think the Ravens are one of the better, on paper defenses.
And I will say, so
on paper.
Well, the Ravens had a bunch of young guys starting in the secondary yesterday. I think Marlon Humphrey was only the really
Kyle
experienced.
Hamilton, and all them guys,
So I mean, they're a young group that Tua did take advantage of, along with Mike McDaniel, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. Both had 11 receptions for over 150 yards each and 2 scores each. Yeah. I mean, that's big time for the Dolphins offense. They definitely have the weapons. The only question mark was, first-year head coach Mike McDaniel, which he's showing his stuff, and then Tua.
And he's playing great.
Yeah. And he is. He leads the NFL in passing yards.
You know what? I'm tired. Yeah, I think I saw a stat. It's Tua leads, Carson Wentz is second, and then
I know what
Joe
you're
Flacco.
Joe Flacco's
Joe Flacco's
Josh
I want to
Allen,
know who
Justin
had
Herbert.
that top 3. I want to know who had that top 3.
After week 2.
And you know what? I'm tired of people saying that Tua underthrows. I want to know anybody on this damn earth who wouldn't underthrow Tyreek Hill.
Patrick Mahomes.
Dang.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But I'm just saying.
Listen,
everybody's coming after Tua's head, but he's
I'm not saying
balling.
it's a shot, but
here's the thing. Because you're over here defending Tua, and that's fine.
Which is weird. I don't know why, but yeah.
You're defending Tua, and that's okay. And Tua, with all these weapons, he'll prove that he can be a franchise quarterback and earn the trust of the Dolphins brass and everything. To me personally, though, when you're playing a young secondary, you can get away with that, and also with having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and stuff. When he didn't have those guys, he didn't look as great. And to be honest, in the NFL, you can ask really anybody with an NFL franchise. The reason that separates the guys that can be your franchise level quarterback and the guys that are the studs, like the absolute, you don't have to worry about it. Those are the guys you want to pay the big money.
Yeah.
It's performing whenever things aren't going right. So, yes, Tua, when things are absolutely, flowing for him, we saw it at Alabama. He had those 4 wide receivers that now are all in the NFL that he was throwing to, and he distributed the ball beautifully, won them a national championship and all that. And then yesterday, the offense was firing on all cylinders. Mike Gesicki, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill.
That gritty was awful.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. How long did he gritty for?
Oh, it was
the longest gritty of all time.
That was hilarious.
It was so bad.
I tweeted out, I was like, we need that rated between 1 and Justin Jefferson. That might be the one. That might be the new one.
That's so bad.
No, but speaking of what you're saying, I think the biggest thing, like you said with Tua, between the top level guys and some of the stars, I'll say that, or the superstars, and then the studs,
the elite level guys.
Yeah. The biggest game for him is going to be this week against the Bills.
Yes,
it's gonna be a big game.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
Because if the Dolphins win that game,
the NFL is going to be in a shock. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my!
It's going to take a lot of recovery.
Yeah, because we're going to go over that in our preview. I would be very curious to know what the spread on that game is.
It's the top receivers right now is Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and then Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
so
that's
you
crazy.
have 2 of the top,
and that's receiving yards.
Yeah, receiving yards.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But going over, because we are kind of on a rush, going over more games. Buccaneers, Saints. Mike Evans gets suspended. Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans probably going to get in the ring whenever they retire eventually. That's going to definitely happen.
Mike Evans can play on my team any day.
No, for
I love
sure.
Of
course.
He was. They were asked why'd you do it? my teammate's effing Tom Brady. What do you expect? You're gonna be standing around. Lions get a big. I'm gonna say a big time win over the Commanders. I think the Commanders are a little bit better than everyone thinks that they're gonna be. Lions did good though.
I like the Lions.
Can we point this out too? They put up 35 points now in consecutive weeks. Kirk Cousins and that Minnesota offense, who was great in week 1, only put up, I think it was 7 points last night.
Against the Eagles, yeah.
And then Detroit, was able to put 35 on them, ultimately in a loss. But they come back this week and, again, show that their stuff. I mean, DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, all those guys. They're
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. He is a revelation. We talked about Hard Knocks before the season.
Yeah.
He's remembering everybody, and he is coming out here.
Oh, yeah.
I think I saw a stat. I could be a little off. I think I saw a stat that Amon-Ra joins the company of some great NFL wide receivers. I'll have to pull up the stat later. But basically having 8 straight 100-yard reception games.
Wow.
Kevin and his anonymous stats.
I know.
Name a better duo.
I think I saw a stat, but yeah.
Shout out Aiden Hutchinson too, by the way.
Yeah, no kidding. 49ers get a win over the Seahawks. Sorry, Colin. We'll move on from there. Rams get...
Hold on, because Trey Lance got injured.
Yeah,
that's something
true.
we got to talk
That's
about.
huge.
True.
Trey Lance got injured. Jimmy G came in. He looked like he hadn't skipped a beat.
Kyle Shanahan kind of looks like a genius now.
Well, I mean, it's just him and John Lynch. They realized like Trey. There was a chance that Trey may not have been ready, and through a couple of weeks, it was too early for me to really get a judgment on Trey Lance personally.
True. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Off of 2 weeks, yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, hope for the best. I mean, I feel for him, honestly. Like, even though he plays for, the rival team, like, he is a talented player, in my opinion. I think he's got a lot of potential, especially with Kyle Shanahan being the head coach. But yeah, we got Jimmy G leading the way for the Niners.
Jimmy G could definitely make some money. Rams get what should have been a big win over the Falcons, but 31-27.
Should have been an easy win.
It should have, and it looked like it was going to be, but the Rams are kind of struggling a little bit on defense. Cowboys get a 20-17 win over the Bengals. Bengals are definitely in panic mode. If you want to talk about panic mode, Bengals are definitely in panic mode. And I'm not even saying that as a Cowboys fan, because I take the win over the weekend and trash it, because Cooper Rush is starting. You don't have all your wide receivers yet. It's not the true form of the team. I don't want any judgment to the Cowboys yet.
Zach Taylor's on the hottest seat in the coaching world.
I don't think he's on a hot seat though. Didn't he already get his contract?
No.
Oh, that's right. They were trying.
They were trying to. No, Zach Taylor.
Yeah, he is on a hot seat then.
No, and even if he signed a contract extension, if you go from getting to the Super Bowl
to 0-2,
when they signed all the, the Bengals did all the correct things. They signed all those guys for the offensive line. They hit on their draft picks. It's up to Zach Taylor to make this thing work. And so far, he's been the main issue. I mean, you saw the Joe Burrow clip or whatever when he was saying no empty set, because he's like sitting there saying the offensive line cannot block Micah Parsons one-on-one. We need to have guys in there. And he got sacked the next play.
Yeah.
Like, that's a coaching issue.
Micah Parsons he's elite. I mean, when you know that Micah Parsons is on the other side, you're gonna have to have at least 2 guys.
Fastest player in NFL history to get the 15 sacks.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Moving on, Packers get a win over the Bears. Bills demolish Titans.
He still owns you.
Yeah,
sorry, Chicago.
I mean, everybody knew that. I mean, like, that game was. Everyone knew the Packers were gonna win that game.
How'd y'all? I mean, I know we're kind of on time crunch, but I do want to know what were y'all's opinions on Justin Fields' comments.
Right.
If y'all saw them.
I'm fully on board Justin Fields. Bears fans may actually be considering like wanting Matt Nagy back, and that says something. Like, they do not look like a great unit right now. Justin Fields has attempted, I don't know if y'all know this, 28 total pass attempts through 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 14 pass attempts per game. Now, granted, week 1 was a monsoon, and you're thinking, oh, okay, so that dilutes the numbers a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He had less passing attempts this past week against the Packers. He threw for the ball 11 times.
Oh my god,
he's running all over the field, man.
And
like,
I get
literally,
it. Like, you want to
like a high school
run?
team.
Well, yeah, well, and establish the run with Dave Montgomery. I get it. And Justin Fields is mobile, all that. Bears, you need to fix your bleep.
Everything. Fix everything. It's not like you don't have receivers. Darnell Mooney is a damn good receiver.
Yep.
I mean, did you guys really think that Chicago had a chance against Green Bay?
No, they didn't. But
I
at
was
the same
expecting-
time, it's piss poor.
You thought it was gonna be close?
No, I expected them to actually try to use Justin Fields as a second tier. I mean, we're seeing all these guys, right? Like Trey Lance, they're bringing him out. The Trevor Lawrence is having a bump. Mac Jones looked great against Pittsburgh. He had a nice game. And then I'm forgetting the other guy. That was Zach Wilson's obviously hurt.
Yeah, right.
But like Justin Fields, this is supposed to be your year where you just let Justin Fields. You got a better offensive line. Granted, you didn't surround him with weapons. Whose fault is that? Chicago.
Hello.
Like, just let Justin Fields go out there and try to dominate for you, because this way of playing football is not going to get it done.
Yeah, I agree. So rounding it out, Eagles do get that 24-7 win.
They
Eagles
look
good.
They
I mean,
look
I
nice.
predicted the Eagles to win the NFC East. I'm still sticking behind that because the Eagles look really good.
I'll go a step further. I think
they could find their way in the championship. I think the NFC championship.
I'm about to say, I think them and the Bucks are the top two teams in the NFC right now as we sit here.
Eagles
today.
look really good.
Eagles look
between
nice.
AJ Brown, Justin Hurts taking that step. The Eagles,
Jalen Hurts.
What did I say?
You said Justin Hurts.
Sorry.
Justin Hurts.
Jalen Hurts taking that step. They look really good. But that's going to be it for this past weekend. Looking ahead, we already talked about that Bills-Dolphins matchup, Raiders-Titans matchup. Jets and the Bengals play. The Bengals got to win that one. I mean, they got to win that one. I mean, how hot could that seat get?
Don't ever underestimate elite Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Steelers-Browns. Steelers-Browns.
Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Yeah, should be a good one. Ravens-Patriots. I'd imagine the Ravens are going to take care of business there.
At least they should.
Eagles Commanders, that should be a big win for the Eagles. Vikings Lions, that I think could be a pretty good matchup. You already talked about it earlier how the Lions were able to beat the Eagles and score 35. So I'm kind of interested to see if the Lions could get a win against the Vikings. That'd be
huge.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know if their defense is quite as good as Philly's, but Detroit will score with them. Like
Yeah.
Detroit will put up points.
I think so. Colts Chiefs, I could only imagine how high that score is going to be. Texans Bears.
I'm sorry, that was so wrong.
I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Kevin, tell them how it is. Let it
I
go.
get it. I
Yeah.
get it.
Do y'all have disagreeing opinions?
No.
Okay.
No.
Texans Bears. I think the Texans could win that one. Honestly, Texans kind of look pretty good. Davis Mills looks better than people expect.
That's
Personally,
that's the least sexy game on the schedule.
The
I-
least sexy
agree.
game.
I agree. Rams Cardinals. That I think could be a good one because if the Cardinals get that win, then we're looking at a Cardinals team that can kind of do something, even if they do have to come from a deficit again. Then it's like, okay, so how can y'all start winning early?
Yeah, this is definitely an NFC West hierarchy matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
But the Rams, if you start off hot and you let go again, then it's like, okay, so this is also a problem. So it's kind of a reverse effect for both teams. Packers Buccaneers, I think, could be a good one. Obviously,
Game of the week.
Anytime Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady match up, it's going to be a good one.
You said the game of the week?
No, it's
Yeah.
Fox's game of the week.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say it's the game of the week for the NFL. I was like, no.
That's Fox's NFL game of the week.
I think
think
for some it could.
I think
that's going to
there's
be a good game.
one game that is the biggest game of them all. You know, with Cooper Rush.
Oh my god!
You
I
know,
don't
with
even wanna
Cooper
hear it.
Rush.
Dude, the
at
Giants are
quarterback.
2-0. The Giants are 2-0. It would not surprise me if we get stomped by the Giants. Especially, I think we can hold Saquon, but I don't know. We'll see. It could
I'm
be a
excited
good
to
matchup.
see.
I think I would bet the under that game. I don't know what the over under is for the total points, but I'd bet the under.
Oh
that
yeah,
game.
for sure. We're looking at a 20 to 10 win or something.
I'm just excited to see Micah Parsons versus Saquon.
That's gonna be a
Barkley.
good
That's
one.
gonna
I
be
think-
so elite.
That's gonna be a good jersey exchange.
You want to talk about your favorite game? 49ers Broncos Sunday Night Football.
That's gonna be a good one. I think.
Jimmy
That's gonna
G,
be good.
you know, is now the official starter. Russell Wilson, Nathaniel Hackett, have they figured their bleep out? I mean, that's always a good one. Seahawks Falcons, yeah, it's gonna be. I might be the only one in America watching that game. I might be the only one.
You and all the other.
Trust me,
Seattle
I'll
Seahawks
give
fans.
an in-depth scouting report on Marcus Mariota after the game for sure.
How good you think Gino's gonna play that game?
I expect Gino to be Gino. He had a right back after last week. I just hope if I see a pencil in his hand, anytime before the game, I'm gonna be
Because he's not
nervous.
bad.
No,
Like he's a good quarterback.
But he can only do so much with the team he's given.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
yeah, Raiders, Titans, Saints, Panthers. I mean, other good ones. Bengals, Jets. You already mentioned. So we got a lot of good games, but yeah, that's NFL is the NFL. We're all gonna be watching. It's
Cooper
gonna be
Rush is gonna have an elite game
We'll see what happens.
on Monday.
We'll see. We'll see. what
Michael
happens.
Gallup could play.
Facts.
Michael Gallup could play. But we'll see what happens.
Facts.
Switching it over to the MLB, I'm going to try to hurry up and talk about these big segments before Cullen's got to jump up out of here. Judge is up to 60 home runs. I know we talked about this on a previous podcast, who would get to it first, Albert Pujols or Judge. Each of them being, well, Judge is 2 away
from breaking it, and then
Pujols is 2 away
from reaching 700. Yeah,
each in their own respective right. Amazing to accomplish. But what I want to know is, did y'all see that football style pile up for that Aaron Judge ball?
Oh, of course.
That was crazy. I mean, it is what I would expect. But the kids that got it, all college baseball players, returned it to Judge, saying that basically he worked hard for this. We didn't do anything for this. They did get some signed bats, signed balls. What I want to ask y'all, now either it's this ball, the 60-second home run ball, whatever, what are y'all asking for? Or are y'all giving it back?
I mean,
I mean, the thing about, so if you go back in history, I know this is before you were born, Kevin, but Barry Bonds, whenever he hit his record-breaking home run, way back in like the mid-2000s or whenever it was, so the fan that caught that ball, he was literally like a crowd surfer. He crowd surfed out of the stadium until security came and got him, because I mean, he had the ball and people were trying to reach for it, but they're also like, "Oh my God, you caught it!" and all this stuff. So that ball ended up selling for like just under $800,000. As much as I would love to return it for the goodness of my heart and for the just for baseball purity, right?
Yes.
Listen, man, you got to get the bag. I'm sorry, man. That's generational money.
That's not just. I think I saw a tweet. The estimated value for Aaron Judge's 60th home run ball is anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000,
and they gave it back for free.
I mean, free-ish. You did get a picture with Aaron Judge. You got some signed memorabilia. I mean, I get it. I get where you're coming from. That's why I want to know your opinion.
If
what would
that's
you
what
He gave it back. He gave it, ladies and gentlemen, he gave it back for free. You could have got your college tuition paid for.
About to say.
I mean, that's fair. That's true.
I mean, granted, you said they were college baseball players. Maybe they already were on scholarship.
I mean, that's true.
Maybe.
So,
personally, I'm at season tickets got to be in there. Season tickets, including playoffs, got to be in there. I want signed memorabilia from all the team. I'm asking high price. If I'm giving that ball back, I'm asking high price.
That's.
I'm not keeping it because I have the good of baseball. I have too much respect for baseball to keep it. Which no dog on you, Cullen. I completely understand getting your money. But I guess I just kind of like couldn't do it just because I am like connected to baseball like that. But I'm gonna be getting a good reward out of it.
Think about it this way: if you were to catch number 62, you could put your parents in retirement.
Yeah.
early.
So I think I saw that
62. I'm keeping that one.
62 should go over anywhere. It should like the base price should be like $1 million, basically. Is what the projected.
It's gonna be way more.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The
It'll be way more.
projected is the base price being $1 million.
It's gonna be high.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting thing that kind of been like an understory under this whole thing. Aaron Judge, with last night's game, he now leads the American League in batting average, home runs, and RBIs, which that means he's in line for the Triple Crown.
Yes.
So
true.
are we hearing MVP?
Yes. So,
well, I mean, I know
Anthony,
people are.
the sun is going to come out tomorrow.
I'm just
whether we
making
like it
sure.
or not. There is more odds of Aaron Judge winning the MVP than there is of the sun shining tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I want to make this perfectly clear.
I'm just making sure.
Okay.
You know how because you know how the
It's
people
almost
like to vote.
it should be unanimous, I think.
Yeah.
Because you know how
Yes.
these people like to vote for MVP, like in any sport. Sometimes they get it wrong.
The people who
The
vote.
sun is coming out tomorrow. The water is still going to be wet.
Okay.
Air is still going to be.
Is water wet though?
Okay, we're not doing
that.
We're not doing that. We don't got time for that. I'll just say the people who make the decisions for MVP are writers, and writers have been so high on Aaron Judge all year.
True.
Especially because this is kind of like his
bet on himself.
Screw you, pay me year from the Yankees, and not only that, but him saying, yeah, maybe I might go to the rival, maybe I might go to Boston.
Ooh, that could be an interesting topic. Who do you think is going to get more, the person who catches number 62 or Aaron Judge this offseason?
Oh, Aaron Judge in the offseason,
man.
Easy.
Yeah.
That we're
I don't
looking
know,
at
man.
a big contract.
I mean,
I don't think you're going to sell that ball for the hundreds of millions. He's going to get paid hundreds of
I
millions.
feel like it'll be a decent amount, though. But I'll still go with Judge. But I think it could be an interesting conversation to see. I mean, again, it depends on who catches it and how he handles this or she handles the situation.
Like
But
I always think and I can't see it. Aaron Judge in a Red Sox uniform.
That'd be awesome.
Like,
I'm
you never
down
know.
for it, man. I'm
You
down
never know.
for
Like
it.
it sounds great, but I'm like,
At the end of
You
the
never
day,
know.
he's gonna go wherever the money takes him, which is understandable.
True.
Not to take any of the fame away, Pujols is 2 away from getting to 700. Would be amazing to see. Would be awesome for him to end his career on.
he'd be the 4th person in Major League Baseball history to reach the 700 home run plateau, joining Barry Bonds, Hank Aaron, and Babe Ruth.
Awesome.
I mean, he's making a charge, man. He retires at the end of the season, and the Cardinals have, well, at the time of this article, so this is September 17th, so this is a little bit. So they've got still a little over 10 games left in the season.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, dude, man. If I'm Albert, I'm like, you know what? I'm done after this year. Play me every game. I don't care.
Yeah. Play me every game. I need those home runs.
Yeah.
And when the thing, the Cardinals are like sitting there fighting for postseason, relevancy.
True.
Mhm.
True.
So like they have to kind of also be smart with it too. But I
Strategic.
mean, baseball history, you can't disrespect it.
what if
Yeah.
he gets it in the postseason?
Well, that doesn't count.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
postseason.
thing. But that'd be like, damn. Anyway, moving
I'm
on.
about to say, if they counted postseason, he would have gotten it a while ago.
A long
so.
time ago.
True.
Yeah.
Speaking of postseason, Mets and Braves clinch postseason. Mets kind of looked a little bit iffy. Yankees are close to clinching.
You're saying their division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the Astros already clinched their division. The Yankees are close. The Mets and the Braves are now in the postseason. Braves suffered a really bad injury. Second baseman Ozzie Albies is going to be out for the year, it looks like.
Just after getting back.
Yeah, and
Sucks.
that's really tough. Looks like the Mets might be able to hold off the Braves in that NL East race, the division title. So we'll see kind of how it affects them in the postseason. But yeah, that was a gut-wrenching injury for the Braves.
All right, and that is going to do it for MLB. Now moving to our mixed bag segment. For those who don't know, we did one last week, mixed bag. We do 1 minute per topic. Each one of us talks about a topic that is going on. One being Robert Sarver plans to sell both the Suns and the Mercury, being in Phoenix. Someone's going to take that one. Canada is expected to lift the vaccine requirements. For those who don't know, Canada was not allowed to have any sporting events for those who were not masked or vaccinated. UFC signs their youngest fighter ever. So who wants to go first and who wants what story? I'm going to let y'all pick.
Yeah, just going to jump right into it. Anthony, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I don't have no hat to pick from. So
I don't care.
You know what? I'll start.
Just do a coin flip.
Okay, well, how are we going to do a 3-headed coin, brother?
I have no idea. Someone's gonna get the side of it.
I
You know,
had to die.
the edges of the
Whoever
coin.
picks
How about
side
this?
is not going.
Whoever's doing the Robert Sarver story, that'll be second.
Okay.
And then we got it because we got to end on a good one.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, true.
So I'll end with the UFC signing their youngest fighter ever
Bet.
because
Okay.
I really want to talk about that.
Sounds good.
But whoever wants to talk about Canada lifting the vaccine requirements.
I would like to talk about the Sarver.
Okay.
Are you good to talk about the Canada topic?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, perfect. I got a link there too, so if you need to read up on it, let me know when you're good for your minute. I'll count you down.
as the computer loads.
As the computer dies,
Oh.
but it's okay.
Let's take this.
no,
quick,
it's,
let's,
no,
it's
it's, I
fine.
got you. I got
It's
you,
fine.
brother.
let's,
I got you,
let's
brother.
take this quick second to whoever is watching the stream now, whoever is going to be watching it later. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all so much. Like I said before in the early part of the show, let us know if y'all have any comments, if y'all want to chat, if y'all want to do any advice. Hey, y'all suck. Just let us know. Follow us on our social medias.
Yeah, just let us know you.
Yeah, that was.
You just stink.
Yeah.
We don't like
sure.
you.
For sure.
Follow us on our social medias. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well.
Anthony, you ready, brother?
Anything y'all got to say? Anthony, you almost done.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
All right.
This dude
You
Coleman's got to head out.
You got the minute? Or the timer pulled up, I should say.
Yeah, I got the timer.
All right.
You ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
One of the biggest things that's really good for this, for Canada, for raising or
Lifting the
lifting,
vaccine.
yeah, lifting the vaccine. I think that's really good for the Raptors because they're able to go back to Canada and play. I know they're playing in Tampa at one point, which is really, really important and like really good now that they're able to go back to their home city and hometown for sure. And also I think it's just really good for just the whole, country of Canada, really, that they're raising I can't think of the word.
The vaccine.
The vaccine, yeah.
Vaccine mandate.
Yeah, raising the vaccine
20
mandate.
seconds.
I just think that it's going to be a positive for Raptors fans. And
10
also,
seconds.
thank you, Kevin,
trying to help
for
out.
telling me the dang time.
You can tell them without saying it.
Yes, you can. And I just think it's going to be great. We're going to have a great season for the Raptors. And yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull up this timer for Kevin because I need him to know what the pressure is like.
He's
And
gonna
don't forget to say the time at 30
he's gonna
seconds.
scream it at me.
No, I got you.
30
Yeah.
seconds. All right, I'm gonna talk about the Robert Sarver who plans on selling both the Suns and Mercury. Sarver is also known for other things, but we're not gonna be talking about that right now.
We
ready?
know.
Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, get it going.
All right, Robert Sarver plans on selling. The
Okay, you can start. By the way.
Huh? Oh, Robert plans on selling both the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, both WNBA and the NBA teams. Phoenix obviously went pretty deep in the playoffs last year before losing in the playoffs. No, it's Mavericks. Quick flex.
20 seconds.
Thank you.
20 seconds in, you got that.
The
Nice.
free agency market is going to be insane. The Phoenix Suns are one that has already been playing in the free
30.
agency market. Kevin Durant has already said that he planned on going there before, ultimately committing to Brooklyn. I think with the right ownership for the Phoenix Suns alone, that could be a really big for that organization. That they could be really going into the playoffs pretty far. This team's going to sell for a lot. I think this is something to keep a plan on. And as far as the owners in the NBA, I'll personally say I'm glad the Sarver's out.
Yeah.
All right,
I agree.
got that all done.
Good job. No pressure.
No pressure.
Minute doesn't really feel like that long. If you really know, what you're talking about, when you just just jumbling around and you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, is that some shade you're throwing there, Kevin?
That's not shade
I'm
at all.
feeling
Maybe
it a little bit.
Feeling the heat.
maybe to like past me.
You know what else I did, Kevin? I did a stopwatch without the timer going off at the end. Like
Well, see, that's one thing that I want them to let us know if they like that, because I think that they like it because then they know we're not faking.
that alarm gives people PTSD.
Yeah,
that
it
is the
does.
alarm to wake up people in the morning.
Yes,
they
it
do
is.
not want to hear that.
So maybe I should change it to something more like maybe rainfall.
I mean, you
waterfall.
could change it.
A
rainfall,
rainfall,
You're trying to
waterfall?
put people to sleep. Like, good lord.
Like the Calm app, which is not
Goodness.
sponsored.
All right, someone get the timer up. I gotta talk about Mr.
I'll let
Raul
Anthony do it, so that
Rosas Jr.
Okay. Let's see this. Are you ready, though?
I am ready.
You were born ready, Cullen.
Try to be.
Mr. C.
Many
Okay.
centuries ago.
All right, ready?
Ready.
All right, C-Money, go.
All right, the UFC is bringing in a fighter who is just shy of his 18th birthday. Raul Rosas Jr. became the youngest fighter to sign with the UFC on Tuesday night following a unanimous decision win over Mando Gutierrez on Dana White's Contender Series. White, impressed with Rosas' performance, offered the teen a contract before the end of the show, which he accepted. Rosas is the youngest fighter to compete on the series. This is something that I am very proud with because at the end of the day, like we've seen it with the NBA potentially reducing the draft age for players to contend in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
There are kids are built different nowadays.
Hey,
Like with all the
man.
genetics, with all the training, with all the supplements they're able to take, with all the science and everything that's been evolved to this age, kids are ready sooner and faster.
True.
And I'm all for kids that, I mean, obviously with consent and obviously, being ready and everything. The UFC is a dangerous sport. But this kid, I mean, he's showed it on the Contender Series that he's ready to go. And I couldn't be more happy for him that he's getting this opportunity.
Get your money early.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right,
Good job.
boys. Good podcast. I think we did pretty well for our first live stream. No cussing, so let's give a round of
Yeah.
applause for no cussing.
No, I'm just kidding.
Just a lot of bleeps.
Bleep.
I do like the bleep usage. Those the 105.3 the fan they'll know all about that.
Oh yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in. As always, whether it be live or post audio, video, however, we're gonna be trying to work on some content for y'all. Whether maybe TikTok, maybe some YouTube shorts, whatever, just so that y'all can consume all the great things and horrible, funny things that we say. Maybe not horrible, but regardless,
Interesting things
Yeah,
to say.
interesting. I'll say that.
And hot takes.
Yes, hot
Very.
takes.
The hottest takes.
Hot takes are always ready to go.
Yes.
Always ready to go. Hot fire! And with that, we will be leading out of the show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. As always, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Yeah.
whatever that was. With my guys.
It's a Yellow Studio thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
A little bit of a green guys reference. Okay.
From the Yellow Fellows.
You know.
Don't get them confused. Y'all are fools when it comes to this show. Yeah, y'all are fools when it comes to this show. Always with my guys, Anthony Council, Cullen Brown. I'm Kevin Walker signing off. As always, grab a stool and be a fool.
Peace.